You may not hear much about it on the news anymore, but the housing crisis in this country is becoming worse. After a brief slowdown, foreclosures have come roaring back nationwide, with 230,000 notices filed this October. That's a 7% jump from the month before. And cities in California are for the first time leading the pack. 4 metro areas in the Golden State have the highest foreclosure rates in the country. Tonight, an investigation into both ends of the housing bust. At one end, you have homeowners, often in houses they can no longer afford. And at the other end, investors, large and small, who are quickly becoming the latest to lose big.
I'm at 180. You want to give 5 to buy $185,000. I'm at 185 right here. 190.
It's Monday morning in Santa Ana, California, and homes are being auctioned off at a rapid clip. 616 of them in Orange County alone. Prices are cheap. The market is flooded with inventory.
$70,500 and die. Sold it. Subject to receipt of funds for $100.
In nearby Corona, California, this house has been added to the list.
Okay, sticky.
Lise Johnson's home was foreclosed on and was then auctioned off on September 13th. She has now received her eviction notice, which she vows to fight.
I will not walk away from my home that I'm raising my children in. That's not an option for me. I'm not going to make them live in the car because this is their home, this is their community, and why should I move when I say I want to pay? I don't want it for free. I just wanted help.
So what happened? It's a boom-to-bust story that is all too common. The house Johnson and her then-husband bought in 1999 for $300,000 had doubled in value. So in 2005, they refinanced, taking out a new loan. At 1.5% interest for the first 6 months, it seemed like a great deal. But then life piled on. Her marriage collapsed, the market crashed, and Lise Johnson's payment soared.
Once I took over the loan after my divorce, I noticed that the amortized principal and interest were such a large amount that I would have never been able to afford it. I believe it was like $4,000 a month. And I thought, wow, but we were only paying $1,900. Where did this $4,000 come in? Well,
Desperate, she called her servicer, Aurora Bank of Littleton, Colorado. She wanted to modify her loan, but Aurora said they couldn't help her if she was current.
And I thought, well, that doesn't make sense, but if that's something that I have to do in order to get help, in order for you to listen to me, then what the heck? So I stopped paying for the last 3 months of 2008. I didn't make the last 3 payments for October, November, and December. I just stopped.
Lise was part of a tidal wave of homeowners who just stopped, and the repercussions were felt across the country. In New York, attorney Joel Laitman of the law firm Cohen Milstein was getting an earful from investors, such as pension fund managers who thought home loans were a safe, sure bet. He's begun filing lawsuits.
The narrative thread that connects Lise and homeowners like her to my clients who are conservative pension fund investors representing working people like carpenters and boilermakers, the narrative thread that connects them is that these are the two groups that have been left holding the bag as the big losers in this mortgage-backed securities scheme.
A scheme that he says involves Lise Johnson's loan and thousands of others, which have been bundled up into a mortgage-backed security called the Raleigh Series. And who backed these loans? Major banks like Goldman Sachs, who made a killing up front, selling them to Laitman's clients, who are now holding increasingly worthless paper. According to Laitman, Aurora Bank services 17,000 of these Raleigh loans. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Our investigation of Raleigh Series peddled by major banks found at least $9 billion worth of loans, primarily from California, Florida, and Arizona, loans that big investors thought were sound.
They were the kind of investors that really wanted safe, conservative investments, and that's why they bought these bonds, because they were AAA or AA.
Lateman's clients invested millions of dollars, and they have already sustained losses of 80 to 90%. So you can see, he says, why it can be in his client's interest to have loans like Lise Johnson's modified instead of foreclosed.
The problem is if a foreclosure is made at fire sale prices, plus all the fees incurred in connection with a foreclosure, the bondholder is going to be left with precious little.
Subject to receipt of funds.
If a homeowner can continue to make some payment, you would think rationally, in that situation, it would make sense to do a modification.
My daughters?
And Lise Johnson has been trying for years to get her loan modified.
Why would the investors who own my loan not want me to pay for my home that I said I can pay for, that I want to pay for the next 30 years, maybe 40 years? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you allow me to make my payments?
If you've got it, watch it. If you don't, call your TV provider to get HDNet today.